Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Karibu sana mpenzi mtazamaji katika kipindi chako ukipendacho cha Iftar and Chill. Leo ikiwa siku ya muhimu sana kwetu Waislamu na duniani kwa jumla, tunataka kuzungumzia swala zima la siku ya Quds. Je, Quds ni siku gani au Quds ina umuhimu gani kwetu sisi kama Waislamu na dunia mzima kwa jumla? Na katika studio zetu siko peke yangu. Leo tunataka kuzungumzia Quds iko na umuhimu gani kwetu sisi Waislamu na wasiokuwa Waislamu. Quds, nchi kama Quds ni nchi iko Palestina, na Palestina inapitia shida gani kulingana na vile saizi Palestina huko kuna vita, wanapigwa, wanapigana na vitu kama hizo. Je, Palestina unapitia shida gani? Na jambo lingine ambalo tutakuwa tunaangalia, je, mambo ambayo yanaendelea katika nchi ya Palestina yanatuhusu sisi Waislamu peke yake ama ni jambo la ubinadamu? Kwa hivyo Khadija, Suhaila, karibuni sana.
Asante sana.
Natumai ndani ya kipindi chetu leo tutaweza kujadili jambo zima la Quds Day. Ili mtazamaji pale nyumbani, unajua si kila mtu anajua Quds Day ni nini. Hata sidhani kama kuna mtu atajui kama kuna siku duniani watu wanaadhimisha kama siku ya Quds. Hata pengine mtu hajui Quds ni nini, leo ndo mara yake ya kwanza kusikia hili jina Quds. Kwa hivyo ni vizuri tuweze kumfahamisha mpenzi mtazamaji Quds ni nini.
Asante sana Mariam. Vile ambavyo umesema, today like is a very important day to be commemorated, na ni siku ya Quds. Tukisema siku ya Quds kwa juu tu ama briefly tunamaanisha like it's a day that we commemorate annually, na it's usually held kila Ijumaa, the last Friday ya Ramadhan. Yeah. So tukisikia ni Quds Day ni the last day ya Ramadhan. Huwa tuna commemorate the support yenye tuko nayo, yenye tunapatia Palestine, because Palestine tunaambiwa kwa miaka mingi sana wamekuwa kwa vita, maskini ya watu. They've never known peace for a very long time. Lakini kitu imekuwa ikifanyika from like tumezaliwa, mababu zetu wamezaliwa, pia wanasema ukisikiza hata mababa zetu wakiongea pale nyumbani wanatuambia hao watu wa Palestine wamepigwa vita kuanzia kitambo sana. Hata wakati wao wakikuwa vijana wamepigwa vita. Sasa hii Quds Day ndo wamesema it's good we have this day in place, ndo ili pia sisi tuweze kusupport Palestine in a way yenye sisi tunaweza. Tuwezi, si lazima tukoe uko Palestine kwenye physically, but vinyi tu tunasema kuna kusimama specific day yenye tuna commemorate na ina show solidarity na wao.
Vizuri sana Khadija.
Ukiongelelea hivyo pia Quds Day, just kuongeza tu kitu kidogo. Nini amesema, just to shed some light. Ni Quds Day obviously ni siku muhimu sana that we use. Vile dadangu amesema in terms of kuwakumbuka wale watu wa Palestine na na zile shida wamepitia na zile shida wanashinda kupitia kila siku. Mtu anaweza fikiri tu tunaongelelea Palestine, mtu anaweza anta okay, it's just a normal issue that in the world people are going through, ama ni kitu tu just to brush off and just to talk about, it's the trend. No, ni kitu that watu they're losing their lives every single day. So Quds Day basically originated kutoka Iran back in 1979, where it was placed as a day where people wakumbuke the people of Palestine. So you can imagine 1979. Right now it's 2024.
That was just a few years after our country has gained its independence. Yeah.
Can you imagine after all that, baka leo, can you imagine your grandfather, babake, the father to your grandfather, his grandfather, they've all been going through the same struggles since then. It's something that has been happening for so long, and a lot of the world is so quiet about it. Baka mtu anashanga because it's genocide, ni kitu inafanyika. If this was to happen to America, buni ambeni nini ingefanyika?
They would have taken action.
The world would have shut down.
Yeah.
But this has been going on for years.
Centuries.
Four decades. Like 1, 2, 3, 4.
Exactly. That's why it's so important for us to take this day as an initiative. Ni kitu lazima sisi wenyewe as Waislamu, hata kama wale si Waislamu, ni kitu lazima tusimamia on Quds Day.
Kwa hiyo Quds Day ni siku ambayo dunia nzima, sisemi Waislamu tu, but Waislamu na wale ambao si Waislamu wanakuja pamoja kusimama, kuungana nchi ya Palestina. Kwa hivyo zaidi ya miongo minne kila mwaka Ijumaa ya mwisho mwezi wa Ramadhani watu wanakuja pamoja kuonyesha umoja wao ama kuonyesha support yao kwa nchi ya Palestina. Tukumbuke nchi ya Palestina ina umuhimu sana kwa sisi Waislamu kwa sababu ukiangalia Al-Aqsa ambayo ndio ilikuwa kibla ya Waislamu wa kwanza iko pale Palestina. Sasa je, sisi kama Waislamu tunasimama na Wapalestina kwa sababu ya the significance wako nayo kwa historia yetu, ama sisi kama Waislamu tunasimama na Wapalestina kwa sababu ya ubinadamu? Hilo swali ambalo mimi nilikuwa nikijiuliza. Je, hili ni swala la Kiislamu ama ni swala la kibinadamu? Sababu ukiangalia Palestina ni Waislamu, lakini wale ambao wanapigwa pale wanapigwa Waislamu na wasiokuwa Waislamu. Kwa hivyo ili jambo ambalo linaendelea Palestina, je, ni swala la ubinadamu ama ni swala la dini? Mimi kivyangu naona ni swala la ubinadamu. Like sisi si Waislamu pekee ambao tunafaa kusimama na Wapalestina, but kila mtu duniani anafaa kusimama na ndugu zetu wa pale Palestina.
That's true. For me, when you say that, nakumbuka saying ama hadith of Imam Ali. He said someone is either your brother in faith or your brother in humanity. Mtu anaweza kuwa ndugu yako kwa dini, kwa imani, ama ndugu yako kwa ubinadamu. So when you look at it, it's not really something where we're just putting into Waislamu peke yake. Ni kitu kama mimi binadamu, ukiangalia Mariam, kama mimi wewe, tuseme mimi ni jirani wako. Okay. Naona wewe kila siku kama ndio hivyo, leo babako amefariki, kesho mtoto wako amefariki, kesho kutwa mamako anafariki. Ni kitu wewe hata kama
Suhaila, it's not kufariki, these people are being killed.
Yes, I mean, but then just for the sake of respect of how to refer to them, that's what I'm trying to say. They're being killed every single day, and it's not just limited kwa watu. Watu wengine wanaweza fikiri ni vita baina ya Hamas na Israel ndo wanapigana, wao ndo wanauana. No. The people that are going through these problems, the people who wanapitia hizi shida, ni watoto wa mama, people, old people. The genocide has no age. How many times are we seeing every single day on Instagram we're scrolling, tunaona watoto tu ndo hivyo wanafariki. Kama ndo hivyo mwingine amechomeka uso. Like kids are being traumatized for life. Those ones who are surviving ndo wale wamesurvive. So when it comes to it's either a humanitarian or a Muslim issue, us as Muslims, yes, ndio tuko na wadhifa even more. But the thing is, anyone, as long as you're a human being and as long as uko na ile moyo and ile ubinadamu, you will stand against Israel.
Suhaila amesema kitu ya muhimu sana. Na venye amesema watu venye you wake up unapata mzazi wako amekufa na nani wako amekufa, it reminded me of the 2007-2008 post-election violence and how to date some people have never recovered. So I'm just trying to picture these people. The Palestinians, they've been on attack. They've been under attack for 40 years. Here in Kenya, it's more than 40 years. Hapa Kenya, 2007-2008 general elections, it took a toll on most of us, and people are still hurt from what happened. Because I remember my friend telling me, Mariam, Mimi, I hate Kikuyu so much because I watched my uncle being killed. Like she watched the uncle's head being chopped off. So she had that chuki. So I can imagine what these people in Palestine are undergoing. It's been over 40 years. Yani wewe umezaliwa kwa vita, unaishi kwa vita. Yani unaishi tu kwa imani ya Mwenyezi Mungu. For us it was just a few months and it was that bad. Some people have never healed from those scars. So I'm trying to imagine what the people of Palestine are going through. It's been over 40 years.
I can imagine that.
And dunia imenyamaza tu, you're not saying anything. Ni juzi tu tumeanza kusikia Palestine hivi. Like it's not been that rampant. So na sisi dunia tumenyamaza tu, we're not doing anything.
Yeah, that's the thing, Mariam, because this situation is very sad, because Suhaila may highlight a very important point. We've looked at it from both humanitarian and brotherhood as Muslims. Because in as much as tunasema yes ni humanitarian, tumeambiwa the way she has highlighted about Imam Ali,
Yeah.
like there's a lot of hadiths in a highlight your story in a brotherhood. A Muslim is a brother to another Muslim.
Yeah. Al-Muslim
Like we have
Muslim.
that duty to stand in solidarity with these Palestinians. In as much as we can't do anything, like just whatever effort tuko nayo in place, tunajaribu uwezo wetu to at least stand with them. That's one. And another thing, mimi nilikuwa nasema, we cannot just look at it only from two sides of the angle. Like if you look at this issue from all sides,
yeah,
it's wrong in all ways. Because kuna legally, if you look at it legally,
it's illegal.
It's very wrong because, okay, legally involved, maybe mambo na shamba, maybe mambo na lands. Those people who are there, when you're najaribu ku attack the Palestinians, these Israeli people, when I claim that that land is theirs. But if you look at the history, like even if you look at the map, the world, like some few years back, you can easily note that Israel was a very small, in fact, I think it was not even there to begin with. It was a very small part.
Country.
And then with the years, unaona wakikuwa claim to, like they see this, it's like ethnic cleansing. Like they take the land, they keep taking the land. So kiangalia in that sense, it's still wrong. Higher, we're looking at it from the political side. It's still also wrong.
Yeah,
because
wrong.
Politics involve democracy, involve all these arms of government. Haiko, all those are not in place. Doseme at least kuna justifiable basis ya look at this whole thing. Like Palestinians are oppressed in all ways. Like religiously. Like it's so sad, even us as Muslims, tunajambia, we want to take part in this, we want to play a role. But utakuta a lot of Muslim nations just around them, the neighbors, they're not doing much. We can see at least Iran is at least doing something, one or two things about it.
Iraq,
but if you look at these other Islamic states, when you are on a lot of power, they have the resources, they have the scandal, like they can just decide, you know what, we want to join in solidarity with the fellow, but they're not doing anything. So it's a bigger issue than what we can see.
I know. And just to finish up, of course, we're going to talk a lot more in the second segment, kuongelelea how we can even support the Palestinian regime. But for me, it's still so shocking how most of the world is quiet. Some of them even have the audacity to walk around and say, I'm pro-Israel, I'm supporting Israel. Listen, as much as we have talked about Jerusalem being the city or the blessed city or anything like that, when we look at the struggle that has been going for years and years, the more the years come, the more these videos are being, the more these Israelis have the audacity to even laugh about the situation. There's no
humanity in them, and then they're making it public.
Exactly. I want to kabisa. It's something that unaangalia mpaka watoto unapata. How many videos are we looking at? We're looking at people just randomly walking on the street. Israel people are so big up and good to say they come up and judge and be like, no, but the Israelis are defending themselves from the Hamas and blah, blah, blah. How many videos are we seeing?
How do you defend yourself from somebody who's not?
Of some random civilians walking on the street, being bombed by missiles, not even shot, nothing, even being shot. How many things are we seeing every single day? Yet someone has the audacity to sit back home and be like, I'm supporting Israel.
There's nothing justifiable.
There's nothing justifiable for what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's almost, I don't even know how to describe the anger and the sadness that I feel whenever I see someone be like, oh, there's another celebrity the other day, her name is Tiffany Haddish. She went onto a plane and she was busy like, you know what, I'm gonna go to Israel and watch it for myself. What do you mean? These are videos being shown.
I think they're just being intentional about being inhumane. And that's ilo ni jambo la kusikitisha sana.
Naam, shukran sana Suhaila na Khadija. It has been an intense first segment, the first one ever. I can feel emotions in this studio. Kwa mpenzi mtazamaji, natumai umeweza kujifunza mawili matatu kuhusiana na siku ya Quds, siku ambayo dunia nzima tunasimama pamoja na nchi ya Palestina na Waislamu wenzetu na ndugu zetu, kwa sababu tumeambiwa al-muslim akhul muslim. Na natumai pia dunia watu wanaweza kusimama kidete na kuzungumzia jambo hili kuhusu nchi ya Palestina kwa mapana na marefu. Kwa sasa tunachukua mapumziko kidogo. Mpenzi mtazamaji, katika awamu ya pili ya kipindi Iftar and Chill tunajadili siku ya Quds, siku ambayo dunia nzima tunasimama in solidarity with our brothers in Palestine. Na awamu ya kwanza tumejadili Quds Day ni nini. Tumeona hapa katika studio emotions zimekuwa mingi sana, ikabidi kidogo tupumzike, ila sasa tumerudi, tunataka kujadili into details about the Quds Day. Na kwa sasa nataka tujadili changamoto zipi watu ambao wako katika nchi ya Palestine wanazipitia haswa ndani ya mwezi mtukufu wa Ramadhani. Jambo la pili ambalo pia tunataka kuangalia ni je, katika miaka ijayo Palestina wanaweza kupata hiyo amani ama hawatoipata kabisa? And we also want to look into the humanitarian issues around Palestine. Na how is the world supporting Palestine during this hard time? Because the world, we have very powerful people in this world ambao if they just stand with Palestine, I guess Palestine will get the freedom that they deserve. But kwa sababu tuko kwa dunia yenye ni everybody for himself and God for us all, hatujui what is going to happen next to our brothers and sisters in Palestine. So Khadija, Suhaila, karibuni tena katika awamu ya pili. Na ni vipi dunia imeweza kusimama na Palestine kando na social media ambapo tunaona tuna tweet, tuna retweet, tuna share, these are just stories for the internet. But kama dunia tunasimama vipi na Palestine? Angalau tunawaona Wairani na Wairaki wanajaribu kusimama na ndugu zao wa Kiislamu. Je, hizi nchi zingine za Kiislamu zinafanya nini?
Kama vile nilikuwa nimesema kwa hiyo awamu ya kwanza, like of course these Islamic nations zenye ziko in solidarity na Palestine wanajaribu all they can. But unajua hapa we can, like everyone can clearly see this is power play. We can easily see that there's just biasness and injustice going on here. Like hapa vile wanasema kwa history nilikuwa naambiwa superpowers. The world superpowers, the worldly superpower nations ziko in place. Hao ndio like wanashikilia this whole thing ni kama. But naomba tu Mwenyezi Mungu atupatie taufik either way, because either way they'll still win. Either way Palestine will be free and the oppressors will not be oppressed. Watakuwa scorched kabisa, inshallah.
Amen, inshallah.
And then the other thing muuliza about how we are supporting them. I think tunaambiwa if you can't do like literally anything about whatever your brother is going through, like you can't help them physically, you can't go visit them or do anything about it, you make dua. Dua is like the intercession lenye tuko nayo to the yenye tunaweza wasaidia right now. We can make duas. We've seen several nations put together donations zinawaendea, whether it's money wise, whether it's
Kenya
food.
try to that.
Yeah, we've also seen different organizations in different countries zenye wanaeka together their money donations, kama ni food, clothes, chakula, especially during Ramadan. Ebu imagine going through all that and it's Ramadan. For me, naonanga, I think I can see this in two sides. Okay, wanapitia mateso yote na Mwenyezi Mungu anaona. But me na feel pia like unaona mwenye wanasema jealousy mzuri. Like these people mashallah Mwenyezi Mungu atawapatia janna. Like this kind of oppression yenye wanapitia, like you have to fast.
And despite all this, they've not given up.
They've not given up. They've not even lost hope in any way. They're still facing Allah. They're still turning back to Allah. Wanamwambia Mwenyezi Mungu, sisi hatu give up. Sisi tuko bado na wewe. Like you see all that. That is more encouraging. That's when nasema we look at them, in as much as tunawahurumia, in as much as we want to help and we can't at some point, we also tunaangalia pia ile huruma ya Mwenyezi Mungu. Tunaangalia pia ile promise ya Mwenyezi Mungu, because we've seen different ayahs in the Quran. I don't know them in details, but I've read some of them. Like they're highlighting how these Palestinians are out on a struggle, and how much these same Israels wamekuwa wakihangaisha dunia, wakileta upotovu, wakileta injustices.
Israel,
like they also mentioned in the Quran.
Israel is one of the most mentioned countries in the Quran.
Nations in the Quran. Like it dates back.
Banu Israel, because ukiangalia mitume wengi sana wametumwa Israel.
Because
wengi sana wametumwa Israel.
Yeah.
Sijui shida ni Israeli kwenyewe.
Hiyo tutachia Mwenyezi Mungu, but what I can say right now is just let's just try our best with whatever we can.
Kwa hivyo tuwakumbuke
kwa dua.
If
we can donate, we just help.
Yeah.
I don't know, we share on social medias. We can see people doing whatever. We can see people doing
marching,
parades,
demonstrations, and all that.
Also, today being Quds Day, there have been a lot of the parades have been there, and we've also had people gathering and just sharing their experiences
in solidarity,
in solidarity with Palestine. So,
yeah.
When it comes to, let's be realistic.
Yeah.
When it comes to the Palestinian and Israeli issue,
yes.
Even the smallest child of, let's say, 13 years old has access to social media, yes? Yeah. When we talk about the Palestinian and Israeli issue, I firmly believe those who have the audacity to say that I'm pro-Israel have chosen to be blind towards the genocide that is happening in Palestine. I don't care for those people who say, no, it's those people who've grown up in those families, of no, they're just being brainwashed by their own families. No. These are things that you're able to see day to day. Tell me how much content is being produced from the journalists in Palestine. How many kids are we seeing dying every single day? How many people, listen, fine. Let's not talk about the older people who, for the ones who have no humanity or anything like that. The small children who are not even able to defend themselves. Children are dying every single day. The other day, what happened at Shifa Hospital? That was so sad. That was the most saddening thing that I've ever had. Like, I don't even know how to process that. To the extent where I don't even want to go to Instagram and see these things. These are things that actually have psychological effects to people. But for us as human beings, you put yourself in those people's shoes. How are you going to, me as Suhaila Bakari in Kenya, if this was to happen to me and my family, how would I want someone else to support me? Talk about it on social media. For me, I don't have the opportunity to go there and be there physically. I have my social media. I have a social media platform. My friends, the gatherings, everywhere I go. My mom, till today, she always wears this on her head. Every single day. Why? Because these are the smallest things that we can do to spread awareness. No matter how much someone is so brainwashed to the point where they actually are not believing in the Palestinian issue, there is no reason for you not to defend whatever they're going through. There is no reason whatsoever. It's either hatred or whatever it is. There's no reason for you not to be supporting whatever, like the support of the Palestinian people. These are things that are happening and it's a genocide. So when we're talking about how to help people, let's talk about the BDS movement. What is the BDS movement? It's boycott, divestment, and sanctions. These things that I was so happy the other day. I went out with my friend for Iftar. We went to this restaurant. It's called Drip Burgers. Shout out Drip Burgers. We went there, and what they did is they had the menu, and it had Fanta, Coca-Cola, and everything. And we asked about it, and they were like, no, we're boycotting. I felt so good because these are the smallest things that we could do. Because let's say for me who didn't have knowledge for Palestinian, I'd ask, what is boycotting? What is going on? What do you mean you were boycotting? Then that's where you can educate someone on what is happening on the Palestinian issue. So I feel like these little small issues, you have no reason, no excuse for you not to support the Palestinian issue. Hata kama ni kuongea mimi na Mariam. Sitting down talking about this issue. It's the smallest way you can help anyone.
Yes.
Yeah. So
And then, adding on to that, Suhaila, that's a very good support. That's a very good way of supporting this cause. Yeah, kukua in solidarity with the Palestinians, because you see, even what we're doing right now, like highlighting this specific topic, ikuwe part of the Iftar and Chill program, I think it's one of the ways, because holding such dialogues and also trying to disseminate this information kwa the viewers. Tunajaribu kuambia, unajua nini, this issue is now very pressing issue. Like we can't exactly go there, take up arms na tuanze ku fight against the Israelis. Like we have to just do something about it, because apart from that, we've seen several countries marching, taking rallies like against Palestinians, against Israel.
Yeah, we've also had marches here in Kenya. We've seen people marching in Nairobi and in Mombasa. Yes, those are the two counties which always hold marching parades for Palestine.
Yes.
Ever.
Yeah. Apart from seeing different individuals protesting online and all that, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. And also, I think tunaambiwa there's change in masses. Like if just people just go out there na waseme enough is enough.
If we say
kushikana, like kushikana mikono tuseme hapana hii imetosha. Because I think we've also seen citizens of different countries. I can't remember which countries exactly. I think one of them is also South Africa, but I don't have the enough information on that. But you've seen different citizens of different countries going out, like wanalazimisha their own government. Unajua nini government? You have to take Israel whatever embassies or what are they called? Organizations and all that. We have to boycott all that because we want to go against Israel. And Israel is just, ukiangalia, is just a very small state. Like if tukiamua, ama the superpower nations wakiamua, they're looking it from the angle ya humanitarian, na the angle ya actually this is justice. I think they can just do this with one day.
Tukiongelea hii Saudi Arabia, hii superpowers wanaitwa hivyo Saudi Arabia, the way it's so big, the way the whole, let's talk about the issue of
they're very wealthy.
How everyone is so busy and so quick to follow Saudi Arabia. Yes, they've seen the moon and everything like that.
Why are they not doing anything?
What is Saudi Arabia doing about Palestine?
Exactly.
What is it doing about Palestine?
I think this should also be a challenge.
Such, this prince, this king, unapata mpaka they're still having concerts. Siju, the other day they're doing what? It's I can't even describe the anger of me just sitting here. Because
it's one
so
devastating.
The one country where even the Holy Kaaba is in
it. People go there for Hajj.
The Holy Kaaba is in it. Palestine is full of Muslim people. The one time they can even show solidarity for their Arab people, leave alone Muslim.
Yeah,
they are both Arab.
A tribe. Tuseme tu okay, ni lugha moja.
The one time they can show solidarity for them, they don't. I can't count the amount of times.
I think that shows Suhaila, like tuko in the end times.
Because
like what is that?
Ukiangalia saizi, nimesema we are in the era of everybody for himself
and God for us all. Sadly.
If we all look at our interests, personal interests, if I'm benefiting from America, I cannot go against Israel.
That's the thing. What on their own selfish interest
we all have our own selfish interest first. Mimi, if you people are dying, that's none of my business. As long as what I want is granted. You see, she's speaking of boycott. She's speaking of boycotting, and I remember there was this one time that the Kenyans decided I don't know if Kenyans decided they're going to boycott Brookside or Safaricom, one of the two. Yeah, and it's really hit
Safaricom.
And
that was just political.
It was just a political something. So I'm imagining if we as a country we decide to boycott
their
products.
Coca-Cola. The products. They're done. Of course. Abu angalia majority wa Islamu wako huku. Wachana, okay fine. Let's say as much as we're trying to say it's a humanitarian issue, sawa. Lakini wadhifa sisi kama mimi na wewe si ni Waislamu, we know the struggle. Let's say Ramadan how it is right now.
Yeah, for us it's a struggle.
Ramadan mimi na wewe sasa Mariam atusikia njaa, sisi tunasikia njaa. Hebu imagine kuna wale hata wako na hiyo daku ya kukula, jana pia usiku kukula iftari.
So ameenda tu hivyo.
Ameenda tu hivyo. You find kids with so much more will and power in them talking about the oppression that they're going through in this holy month of Ramadan.
Yeah.
Kids are being oppressed. Kids are hungry. Your family is hungry, Mariam.
Ni kama imekuwa tu kawaida. It's part of their life. Like, it's not good to be on survival mode throughout. It's not a good psychological state.
You find someone is born on survival mode and they die on survival mode. Like, see ati ni kitu it ends.
Yeah. Like you're on survival mode 24/7
throughout your life. Yeah. Like it's trauma plus trauma plus trauma. Like aiezisha, like it's in a cycle. Unaona?
You get married but hauko sure hii ndoa itafika huko mbele.
Hata your marriage hata ni priority kweli kusurvive.
We've seen because dini yetu imekataza zina. You look at the Palestinians, they opt to get married.
Ile tunikasa.
Despite hizi vitu zote zenye wanapitia, they prioritize their religion first. Lakini look at us.
Yeah, it's sad. Mariam, what I can just say, this topic, like, this is a very short session. I'm a short time ya kusema tunaweza describe.
It's supposed to be a discussion.
We've not even highlighted the tip of the iceberg.
The tip of the iceberg.
We were just...
Hii ni ile tu, I don't know, just a dialogue to put it out there that we're just still in solidarity with Palestine. But a lot needs to be done, Mariam. A lot needs to be done. But at the end of the day, tunaomba Mwenyezi Mungu.
Maybe just today for the first time.
to come through.
For the first time, maybe Suhaila give us a parting shot on this issue.
For the first time.
For the first time.
Okay. So, thank you so much, Asante sana mtazamaji, that you've been here for all this time. And when we're talking about Iftar on this show, which I find a very special opportunity for us kuongelelea Palestine and what we've been going through. For me, as you can see, it's a very passionate issue for all of us. It's something that I don't think we've even highlighted, as my sister said, the tip of the iceberg. Atujaongelelea kitu chochote in terms of Palestine. So for you as a person there back home, try your best to really do your part. Don't make an excuse of you not being there, of you not knowing. Get out there, know more. If you're out there and sitting down and someone asks you about the Palestinian issue and you say you don't know, it's your duty as a human and as a Muslim for you to go out there and learn more about whatever is going on. Wachana na mambo ya siasa, sijui inchi gani ilikuje kasaidia Palestine, ama sijui inchi gani ikakuje kasaidia Palestine. The main issue of whatever is going on in Palestine and the genocide ni Waisraeli wanaua wa Palestine. And it's been happening for decades now. What you can do as a person here, we can boycott all these companies that you go research and look at all the companies, even in Kenya, that you feel are under the Israeli regime, boycott them. Could believe you me, the amount of effect it has on them is massive. So sisi kama wa Kenya tukijiunga si wote, we actually take a standpoint and we stand there and we say, you know what, it is what it is, and this is what we're going to do and fight for the Palestinian regime. Believe you me, we can have a really big effect on whatever is going on. So I take it back to Mariam now to end the show for us.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Khadija.
Mariam, in fact, Suhaila has said everything. Like, I may highlight everything that needs to be done.
Yeah.
Because sisi kama Waislamu, Mariam and Suhaila, I think, on the day of judgment, Mwenyezi Mungu atatuuliza, what have we done? What did we do to participate, to be in solidarity with our fellow brothers and sisters in Islam? Kama vile ambavyo amesema boycott. Sisi tuko na the tools we have in hand. Tuko na masimu zetu, tuko na miguu zetu, tunaweza enda kwa hizo rallies, tunaweza take part in those protests against Israel. Tunaweza sisi wenyewe pia kwa social media zetu, tuna raise awareness, tunakuwa part of this dialogue. At least do something. Kama kuna donation fulani wewe unajua hapa kwa online wanatuambia this donation will go to Palestine, Do your bit. Tunaambia pia raise awareness. Share that information uko nayo to other people on social media platforms. Like, I think we just have to do something about it. Yeah.
Well, alhamdulillah. It has been an intense session. Thank you, ladies. Thank you so very much. Mpenzi mtazamaji, natumai umeweza kujifunza mawili matatu kutokana na swala zima la Quds na vita baina ya Palestina na Israel. Mimi sitaki kuongeza jambo lolote kwa yale ambayo tumeshajadili tayari. Kwa hiyo sina budi ila kuhitimisha kipindi chetu cha Iftar and Chill. Tukutane siku nyingine, muda na saa kama huu. Masala.